Boston rallied to beat OKC 119-109 last night as Jaylen Brown dropped 14 of his 31 in pivotal third quarter. And your boy SGA had 33, but it wasn't enough. And this was with Jalen Williams back in the lineup, which we talked about the other night, right?
Mhm.
Matthew, does this loss change anything for OKC, or is this just Boston reminding everyone that they're still dangerous?
Man, Boston is reminding people. Although I wonder because, Jaylen Brown had such a good game last night. Tatum was all right, but really, a little bit passive, looking to do other things, looking to crash the
Mm-hmm.
glass and all of that.
Uh-huh.
Um, you wonder how long it's going to last with Brown as the lead dog. You wonder what Tatum's thinking, but it's
I
a good
told you.
problem to have. Hey, it's a good problem to have though, because you're beating the Thunder, and right here we're just speculating for the sake of speculating. Like it's a good problem to have. You got two great players out there. You just beat the best team in the league. Now, if you're OKC, you've got an easy game against the Bulls. Your next game, you need to win that one. You need to beat the Bulls because my San Antonio Spurs are coming in hot. Spurs won last night. OKC lost. So now, with 9 games to go, OKC is
Mm-hmm.
only up 2 games. So, and if it's a tiebreaker, the Spurs are 4-1 against OKC for the regular season. So if it's a tiebreaker, then the Spurs will be the 1 seed. So
Yeah.
if you're OKC, you need to win the games you're supposed to win. So you need to beat the
Yeah.
Bulls, but
Mm-hmm.
you worry. Jalen Williams was out there 23 minutes, but you could have fooled me because I probably watched a quarter or two of that game. I don't remember him being in the game 5 minutes because it was like he was absent. I mean, I don't know that he scored 5 points. I mean, when I was watching, I don't know that he scored any, and it was you wonder like, okay, so he's
But
coming.
to be fair, Matthew, is it Russ getting back into the game, finding his groove, or
Sure, no, sure. I buy all that. I don't think he's a bad player. I buy that it's rust. I buy that it's injury, but you worry this
yeah,
time of year. Like, like this time of year is not where you want to be shaking off the rust. This time of year, you want to be playing like the Spurs, where I was watching the Spurs last night, and this is looking like a well-oiled machine. Pass, pass,
yes.
pass, wide open three, pass, 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 wide open drive. Now, OKC looks like that a lot of nights, but a lot of it is based off SGA. A lot of it is based off SGA and what he's doing, where the Spurs, Wemby is not as ball dominant and his offensive game isn't as developed, obviously, as SGA's. So the Spurs, almost by necessity, are more of a democracy with how they move the ball. And they're looking like a well-oiled machine. And if you're OKC, you really need to lock down and win. If you're up 2 games, that means you need to win 8 of your next 9 to control your destiny. So if you're OKC, to control your destiny, you want to go 8-1 over these next 9 games, which
Mm-hmm.
seems like a tall order. But for a team that's already almost at 60 wins, they got a good shot of doing it. But you do worry about Jalen Williams and how rusty, how passive he looked. You hope he can shake that off in time for the playoffs.
Right. And listen, Matthew, for OKC, the bigger signal is how their offense looks when the threes isn't falling. They lean so much on SGA's like paint touches that when Boston walls that off, you see stretches where the Thunder look really young again. But for Boston, this is the blueprint. Defend, win the third quarter, and let one of the Jays drag you home with shot making.
With the Thunder, that's right. Where SGA is having to take over, and ideally, you would like the ball to be moving around. You'd like to be getting open shots. You'd like to be getting rim runs for Chet at the cup, but it's kind
Mm-hmm.
of devolving into SGA ISO, and
Mm-hmm.
when it's okay when that's like every fifth or sixth play, but when that's every second or every third play, then you start to worry about they're getting away from the formula. There was obviously a lot of ISO for SGA when they
Mm-hmm.
when they won the championship. There was a certain amount of plays there, but I felt like the ball was moving around more,
Yeah.
especially when they were playing the Pacers in the finals. And you just this isn't the time of the year where you want anyone playing hero ball. Like even if
Right.
it's like your best player, and which I think SGA is smart enough to avoid that. You're never going to see SGA take 30 shots in a game, but I
Hmm.
think that's going to be the downfall for your guys on the West Coast, the Lakers, and how
Yeah.
they're letting Luka play lately. But it's just like small trimmings on the side for OKC. It's just little things where you could shape up here and there. But I would like to see a few less ISOs for SGA if you can get it, and maybe a couple more ISOs for J Will
Yeah.
or no, I guess J Will's the other one. He's J Dub. A couple more ISOs for J Dub to see if like he could shake off some of the rust, and
Right.
just some better movement of the basketball all around because the Spurs are looking a little better than OKC as of the last week or